But ass.
What is good, Chad? How are we doing today? Welcome to another show. We about to go into it, Chad, because listen, the last time we left off, we left off at the whole Andrew Tate responding to SNEAKO. And remember that video I told you that SNEAKO is going to be doing a response live stream to this, right? And he's going to break everything down, and he's going to basically just let everyone know why, this whole crash out from Andrew Tate that we're seeing, according to SNEAKO anyway, right? It's unwarranted, right? Because all SNEAKO was doing was just calling him out on the racism and the superior race, and obviously, of course, being a Jew. Yeah. so because that's the whole thing right now. That's these guys are picking each other apart for. And let me tell you guys this, because a lot of people are now covering this, and I think it's amazing. But they do have the wrong opinion on this, especially when it comes to these guys still being pill poppers or whatever it is, and the red pills dying. No. You guys you looking at it from that lens, it's a false sense of victory and a false sense of hope, because this channel, we've been screaming from the top of our lungs, they're not dying. Okay, y'all are sitting there saying they're dying. They're not dying. They're just becoming ultra right wing, and it's getting crazy, the kind of grift that we've been seeing. We've been calling them out step by step, each and every one of them, when they were transitioning into that mode. Okay, from Pearl to Myron to all these other guys, man, when they started doing all those conservative talking points. Because I told you guys, I say, hey, listen, this new bastardized red pill way of speaking, it's sounding so familiar to like far right talking points. Like, do you guys understand that, right? And we even went into detail about how certain political talking points actually matched up with these pill poppers and what they were thinking, which made for an easy grift. Soon enough, you started seeing Myron on Steven Crowder, Candace Owens on Fresh and Fit, Candace Owens on whatever podcast, these other conservative stars now making their way into it. The grift was already starting from the beginning. So now they're thinking, oh, the red pill's dead. It is what it is. Although optic-wise, yes, a lot of them just became alt-right. And you notice how the reactions now shift from reacting to red pill to these guys, because that's where the grift has gone. Okay, now we're looking at Tate, SNEAKO, Myron, Pearl. They all are going down that same path because it's only the natural path to go. It kind of makes sense, because again, when you start going extreme on the other end of things there, on your talking points and rhetoric, when then they start the points, you start borderlining women shouldn't vote, or race superiority or things like that, that's when you start to lose certain people. But it also opens up a whole new avenue of fan bases, because I mean, alt-right white people need fans too, right? And that's what these guys do. They don't just grift into conservative space. They grift into the nastiest parts of conservative space. And we've been sounding the alarm on this channel. I've been telling you, hey, Twitter's been getting racist. Put a one in the chat if you've been hearing me say that on my past streams. It's because I have been monitoring this event. They have been becoming increasingly racist, insanely crazy. And honestly, one of the main points I also made is they're normalizing the N-word with the hard ER. That's becoming normalized, right? Now all of a sudden you got Andrew Tate saying it. What do you call it? Myron saying it. What's that other guy? The Now You're Single Bum guy. He's saying it too, just dropping N-bombs with the hard R. This is how they brainwash you. This is how they make it. You think it's okay as long as you say it, but all you're doing is just opening up Pandora's box. And these guys don't realize that. You are becoming useful idiots, okay? And one person who realized that they've become a useful idiot was, in fact, SNEAKO. And he broke it down in this follow-up stream he gave to Andrew, as a response he gave to Andrew Tate on this, because he said, hey, listen, I can't believe you guys are calling out my country. Or, I mean, he's like 1% Haitian, apparently, like 2%, I think, maybe 3%. I don't know, right? But he's not like, hey, like there's not a significant part of him that's Haitian. But although there's still a piece of him that is. And that's why SNEAKO is deviating from the plot right now. Because essentially, SNEAKO is now realizing that with the advent of the alt-right and how far grifted it's become, what's happening now is the racism and shit like that is being turned on people like them, because it was all fine and dandy when they were going at the women, right? The feminism and all that, right? Chat, right? It was all fine and dandy. Oh, the feminists are doing crazy things. The feminists are stupid. The feminists are trying to silence us, right? But then when all you guys are no longer on the platforms where the feminists can, reach their grubby paws on you, what do you do now? You start fighting each other. You start attacking each other, right? You start attacking each other on the same shit y'all motherfuckers are guilty of, which I find just insane. Like, people do this, like, yo, you're guilty of the same thing. Like, why do you go with that, bro? But it is what it is, right? So here's the thing. SNEAKO, during that time where they were going at feminists and gays and all the other people in the world, right? You should have been paying attention. Right? There's a reason why we talk about these things, because if you don't pay attention and understand that, hey, these guys don't actually care about them, they probably won't care about me, right? And eventually, if they don't have a them, well, now it's just me. And we're seeing this happen across the board with the advent of these guys grifting into these other spaces too as well, right? They're now starting to like turn on their own friends just based off of their race. It's stupid, right? So again, we got this whole Haitian thing that's going on right now, and a lot of people on Twitter are going crazy with the memes. Okay, it's pissing off a lot of Haitians. I'm not gonna hold y'all, right, including SNEAKO. And to be fair, I don't know if that's the whole reason why SNEAKO is deviating from the plot, but that is one of the main reasons why SNEAKO is clapping back at Tate, because he feels the need to stand up for Haitians. And he also mentioned something that I found very interesting. He says, why isn't there other Haitians standing up and defending this shit, right? I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there is some political ones too. They're very serious about this cats and dogs things that you guys got going on right there. And even you, Steve, go, come on, you know what the fuck you're doing. You're in with that. But again, you made these group of friends your boys. Right? You didn't criticize them when it mattered. You didn't do any of that. Essentially, what you did was cape for racism until they didn't have a them anymore, and you became their target, at least your racial group anyways. And now you're shocked that they couldn't even take your feelings into consideration before they went on a massive attack against Haitians or people of other racial groups. Again, this is what I'm telling you guys. This is why we call these people out, because if no one stands up for when they're bullying other people, well, when they're done bullying other people, they'll eventually turn on you. then who's going to stick up for you, right? Who's going to come to your aid and say, hey, I know that guy. Hey, leave him alone, right? Nobody, because you sat there and watched it happen. You watched them get too powerful, right? So SNEAKO is regretting that. He's in his regretted stage right now, and we're going to react to it because I found it hilarious. It's like the pot called the kettle black at this case, all right? So shout out to you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and get into this mess.
What could Tate have possibly said? The cats would shit everywhere. Yeah, but I'm Haitian and Asian. all this, because I defended my people. Boombucka! All this because I wanted to defend my Zos. And I'm barely even Haitian. I'm 1/4 Haitian. 1/4 Haitian. And I don't even look it. Barely speak Creole. I only speak, I mostly speak French. But I had to defend my people when there's lies being spread. And so even though Trump almost got assassinated today, and he spread a lie about this, of course we want the best for him, and he's the best option. But all this crashing out over over some cat eaters. And every time I keep defending him, at least there's none in the States, because there's no videos of people eating cats in the States. But I'm like, bro, can niggas stop eating cats for a week? Can, while I'm crashing out over cats, can niggas stop eating cats just for a bit while my whole reputation is on the line right now? I'm putting my life on the fucking line for these cat eaters, and they keep eating them. And there's more videos keep popping up. None of the Haitians are saying anything, by the way. I haven't seen any other. There's a lot of prominent ones. Wyclef, I haven't heard him say a word. Some streamers. Where's the Haitian Brotherhood at, huh? Where are the Zos at?
What are you talking about? Look outside of streamers to people. They're actual politicians right now, Haitian politicians that are going in on Trump right now for those statements. So I stop looking at streamers for certain levels of reprisal or whatever you want to call it, right? Because these guys sitting there like, where the Haitians community at? No, they clowning them too. I don't know what kind of statement you're trying to make, but the Haitians are pissed off.
But it's fine. Tate, what are you guys saying, Tate? What did he say? Are you Tate, the guy that I've been defending for 2 years? No. The guy that I've been also risking my reputation to defend him for false allegations. There's no way he said anything. What did he say? Did he say something? The liberals are agreeing with you. On what? Cats? What? No. Be honest, chat. What could Andrew Tate have possibly said after I defended him while he was in prison for 2 years straight? For 2 years. There's no chance. There's zero chance that the first time Andrew tweets saying my name, it's anything negative, right? Is that what you guys are insinuating?
Bro, see, SNEAKO, it's this passive-aggressive bullshit that pisses everybody off. Like, for a fact what he said. Just get to the fucking point.
Allegations. He would punch you? Soapy Steve was right. Okay, let's get into this, huh? Let's get into this stuff. He said he don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me? Oh, no. But surely it's not some childish argument like that. I don't like you. Surely. Because what could I have possibly said to make him publicly disavow me like that?
You kind of insinuated that he's currently a Muslim as a Jew, right? Because you can't be a Muslim while still being like a Jew, right? I don't know what else to say. Like, that's an insult. He even said it himself. You took it too far. You referred him to him as a Jew, right? And you were saying and what SNEAKO is doing right now, it's insanely passive aggressive, but it's working because it's pissing off Tate, right? And what he's doing is because he's hanging on, like he's playing a little semantics game, right? So in his original post where he was insinuating that Tate was a racist or whatever it is, right? Which kind of he is. I don't know why even he had to do that, but he was saying, if you believe these things, then you are a race supremacist and you are a Jew by definition, right? So people are saying, oh well, SNEAKO, when you said that, you're basically calling him a Jew, like just based off of his statements. And SNEAKO was like, no. You see, I said if. I said if. You see, no one's looking at the if. Yeah, no shit. No one is looking at the if because you did that on purpose. They looked past the if because that whole statement that you made was definitely insinuating, and it just went. That little if statement went over everybody's head. And honestly, I think you did that on purpose. So let's continue.
Publicly disrespect. There's no way the guys who I've been defending, putting my reputation on the line while there's all these X accounts saying this is a human trafficker, pedophile, all this. And then all the liberals are like, oh, if you're wrong, your reputation's dead. I'm like, no, I met these guys, they're good people, and I looked through the case and I think it's bullshit. There's no chance the first time Andrew Tate tweets saying my name, it's disrespectful, is it? After all that? So, wait, chat.
Why are you crying now? Huh? Like, no, honestly, Nico, why are you finding the need to cry right now? Nobody told you to defend that man. Nobody told you to do anything. He himself didn't even tell you to do that. You chose to do it. You did. Nobody else. Like, why are you sitting there making it? You like you're gonna sit there pouring out all this sob story, like Tate watching this and gonna be guilt tripped by it. Like, oh my God, I feel so bad. This guy risked his whole career to defend me, even though I'm guilty. Like, come on. You knew for a fact. Listen, if you didn't have brains, well, I'm glad you found it, because anybody with a goddamn IQ over room temperature would tell you that that man is guilty. That dude is guilty as all hell. All right. So again, you sitting there trying to say, "Oh, how dare you say something negative about me?" After all the defense I have caped for you, when people were saying you were a trafficker all over Twitter. Who stood up for you? And the first time you talk to me, you're going to be mean to me? You're not going to give me a grace? Yeah, because Andrew Tate's a scumbag. You defended a scumbag for almost 2 years. You defended him so much, people thought you popped out of his nutsack. All right, they're calling you Mini Tate right now. Okay, so again, just skip me with the stop story, bro. You're not fooling anybody. Shout out to I Don't Play Games with the super chat. Says mine got called sand ninjas by a suspected white Mexican today on X on another white Twitter space. Wow. Myers is getting abused by these racists. Why is he just taking this? Why is he taking this abuse? All right, this dude wants to be white so bad. He just takes that shit, bro. Shout out to I Don't Play Games again with the 10. Let's get a dub in the chat for I Don't Play Games. Says, so I don't care about it. Asians, they talk us FBA. They talk us FBA, calling us lazy. Now when they get fake rumors, whoosh, I highly doubt now they want to cry. Notice Trump didn't say Haitians and they got offended. Crazy. Listen, I get it. I get it. But people like to defend their countries. It is what it is. And when you say something as crazy as cats and dogs and stuff like that, you already know what's going to happen, right? So that's what it is. People are just going to get pissed off at it. And honestly, it's not just Haitians that are pissed off. Most people who are immigrants or came from immigrant communities are kind of pissed off. That's just the way it's it. So Haitians, it just seems like we're targeted. I don't know how Haitians got involved. I think it was based off a news story that Trump was referencing. I don't know how Haitians got involved in this, because the person they're referencing certainly wasn't Haitian, right? But again, it's just a lot of immigrants got pissed off. That's just what it is, bro. And again, it is what it is. Shout out to Megatron with the 2. Shout out to you. Says short bus SNEAKO is currently in his FAFO era. Yeah, bro. Dude is you call this the new awakening. I don't know what phase SNEAKO is going on right now. Part of me likes it, but part of me thinks it's a new kind of grift. So like, y'all got to be careful, because he is really good. He's very good, and you got to give him props for it, right? It's like, bro, I can't believe you managed to fool a bunch of racists, all right? And then you managed to fool a bunch of Muslims too as well, because I certainly don't believe this. But again, if you see people doing good, I'm not gonna come up here and start like crashing out on them, like, oh, hey, like, no. If he's saying the good things and he looks like he's making an effort to change, sure, we'll give it that. But the reason why I got to put that caveat in there, chat, because just in case this is not a real thing for SNEAKO and he grifts again, all right, I can just play back one of these videos and say I was skeptical the whole time, and y'all were right up there with me. Let's go.
Are you insinuating that I did all that for nothing? that I publicly defended a guy that I agree with 99% of issues on, that he found something to focus on, to hyper-focus on, to disrespect me publicly? Is that what you guys are saying? Really? No. That can't be. The battle of the grifters. He said you eat cats? He cucked you.
He laughed at that one because he knows it's true. The battle of the grifters. He laughed at that one because he knows it's true. They're both grifting right now, which is fine. It is what it is. Just go do your grift and whatnot. All right. It's just funny that like now you pull the women out of the picture, you pull the feminism out of the picture, and they're just fighting each other now. That's what this has become. I just find it hilarious.
Yes? Cook that bald fuck. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. My Muslim brother. I love all my brothers. Okay, let's go dissect on this all. Let's get into all this stuff. All right. So let's see. What is going on? I'm half black and half white. Let me confirm something. Race is real. It's super real. I can literally turn my black side or white side on, like choosing a different video game character, depending on the situation. Whoa. Whatever is more advantageous at the time. Whoa. I can be white in the courtroom and nigger in jail. Whoa!
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, he dropped a hard R. If y'all go to Andrew Tate's original tweet, okay, and we'll go into it in just a second here. He said the hard ER. Like, listen, like, look at that. You can kind of see it on through SNEAKO's screen right here, okay? Someone who's talking about I'm half black and, half white and, race is, real and white supremacy, this and that. Why are you referring to yourself as an N-word with the hard ER? This your man's whose man's is this? What? Like, I was shocked. I'm like, ain't no way he said that. But as I was going over this video, I was looking at the tweet. Oh boy, even Andrew Tate's response to his own tweet, he actually drops the N-word with the ER. I was shocked. Because I don't be watching Tate streams, but like when I saw this and I actually went to go see the video, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, yo, Tate, this makes a lot of sense. Actually, I'm sided with SNEAKO on this one. I'm sorry. Just based off of that alone, I'm on SNEAKO's team because SNEAKO's not even black. He's half Haitian, not even half. He said 1%, 2%, right? And Asian, right? And you are half black. And the reason why that's insane, because half black, half white, if you're mixed race, half black, half white, you're oftentimes just considered black, right? But you refer to yourself as the N-word with the ER, caping for native whites in the UK, and a return to that. And then you're mad at SNEAKO for calling you out on your grift on these alt-right white guys, because it's like, bro, you do realize the hypocrisy here, right? That's crazy. Like, that is just insane work.
Nigger? Don't say that word! That's edgy! I'm a hybrid, the ultimate version of human. But most are not hybrid. Most are one or the other. The white supremacists who say race is everything are totally right. It is. Ignoring race spells the end of the white man, as their complex systems can easily be overloaded by brutality. So he's saying that white men are weaker than black men, and black men are gonna brutally.
So what you guys are hearing is what I've been fearing would make its way to this mainstream type of guys out here, right? And it's the race realism, right? It's not even just the situation of like, races and different types of races. It's not even that, because technically we're just all human, just from different regions that, affected what we look like, right? But again, moving that aside, these guys believe in race realism, right? Basically meaning that your behaviors, or like if you're a smart person, or your basically attributes are attributed to your race, right? So different characteristics of you are attributed to your race. That's what they believe in, right? So generally speaking, they believe that if you're white, right, you're generally smarter than someone who's black. If you're black, you're generally more aggressive than someone who's Asian. If you're Asian, you're generally smarter than someone who is whatever. It's this kind of like tit for tat race shit that's like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? But it's the reason why it's dangerous, because this is the type of like shit you see in like that can lead to like eugenics, right? Where you start, hey, this person he's disabled, so maybe we put them in this category, and then maybe we just start euthanizing people and shit. That's a slippery slope. Okay, so again, you got to check this, because you notice now even guys like the top G are echoing Nick Fuentes' sentiments. This is Nick Fuentes all day long. I've been telling you guys this all day. A black person calling himself the N-word with an ER, capping for race realism. This is crazy, bro.
And perspicaciously destroy them. White people disagree, court. Black people disagree, kill. Stabbing is easier than suing. It's not the right, but it's fast. Okay, so you're saying white people sue and black people murder. Efficiency wins in the end. White people, okay, blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm going to get to this point. Traitors are the worst. They inspire enemy, the nigger. But race is real. And Andrew Tate says, and white supremacists are totally right. Which is not true. In fact, white supremacists are wrong in this sentence, because whites are not the supreme race. It's a very simple sentence. White supremacists are not right. Especially not totally right, because totally right means right completely. They're not. And also, what it says earlier in this tweet is talking about how white people are smart and black people are animals. So like black people are murderous and just know how to stab, and white people are so high IQ that they go to court. That's what he's insinuating. That black people are animalistic and so they murder, and white people, they go through the legal system. So he's saying that he's justifying the white supremacist belief. White supremacy believing that white people are superior because they're more advanced, they're more intellectual, they're more capable, and black people are an animalistic monkey species who cannot even exist in the first world.
So what do you think Nick Fuentes was advocating for when you were caping for him the whole time, SNEAKO? I'm sorry, because we were warning you. What do you think Nick Fuentes was caping for? Now, when Abba on that stream was trying to warn you, saying in his ideal world, you will not exist as a person, right? Didn't Abba trying to warn you of that? He did. You didn't listen. Instead, for the love of clout, you kept chasing this bullshit. And now here you are calling out literally Andrew Tate, who's sounding exactly like your best friend, Nick Fuentes. I mean, what are we talking about? Look at the nonsense they're talking.
That's the white supremacist belief, and that is incorrect. That's a lie. That's not true. In fact, it goes against the very fundamentals of Islam. So, I tweeted, I said, white supremacists are totally right. This goes against the core fundamentals of Islam. God did not, in fact, choose any race as supreme, and if you believe so, you're Jewish. Saying, if you believe... Wrong intro. If you believe that there's a supreme race, you follow the Zionist ideology that's creating all the destruction in the world. You are following the belief system that's contributing to the genocide of Palestinians right now, Free Palestine. There is no supreme race. God did not choose anybody to be better than anybody else.
I don't think Jews are a race of people. Oh, can somebody explain this to me? Like, I don't think being Jewish means, because then you got like European Jews and Jews who are Arabs, and Europeans and Arabs are definitely not the same, right? So, I mean, what is being Jewish exactly? Like, so again, this superior race argument he's making, to me, it doesn't make any sense. If you want to call Andrew Tate a racist, I can agree with you on that. All right, but if you're saying like superior race and you're citing the like Jews, then I'm like, well, how is that? If he's caping for white guys and he's saying that he's part of the white community and he thinks as part of the white community he's a superior race, you got me. I understand that. But then you're saying he's just like Jews. But then I'm like, what is that's what? What? Somebody explain this to me. I'm not really understanding what's going on.
That's why Islam exists. Islam exists to get rid of that racial barrier. So I corrected him. If you believe that you're better than other people, you are following Zionist ideology. In fact, that's a Talmudic ideology. that everybody else is going, everybody else is subhuman, animalistic, everybody else is worse, and that they can do things to the rest of the world that they don't do between themselves. For example, they won't practice usury between themselves, but they'll practice it with the rest of the world. They won't do gambling. They won't share porn with themselves, with their own race, but they'll spread it to the rest of the world because they're the chosen people. They're the supreme race. And I even said this yesterday.
What? What is he talking about? Hey, I don't play games. Shout out to you for the test. Says, I see what you're saying, Duke, but Trump also said they're raping our women and killing Americans. You don't see the Venezuelans getting offended. My bad. I'm driving my truck. I can't spell check. No, you're good. You're good. I most of the time when I get it, I try to understand what you're trying to say. But again, listen. You as a politician though, you have a responsibility in terms of rhetoric, right? Because you're not governing a small town with people who are kind of similar to you. You're governing a multinational like ethnic country. Like a lot of people from different nationalities come here. They come in, they become citizens, right? So it's a melting pot, and you actually want that because we're the most successful, powerful nation in the world. I mean. For right now, it might change in a few years. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what direction it's going. Right. But again, like that's what I'm saying. I think it's because of stuff like that we're getting ideas from different places. But then, as a politician governing such a massive country, you gotta be. I'm not saying you don't have a base. Don't get me wrong. You just got to be smart about what you're saying and say it in a way that doesn't piss people off, because people can take offense to certain things. You guys are no strangers to that, right? Okay, so you got to understand, don't be wording things in a crass manner that is going to get people triggered. And obviously people got triggered by that. He was, they're eating cats and dogs, and even the way he said it was just like, oh my God, yep. And we reacted to it live. We had the debate on live. We were reacting to it. I'm like, the moment he said that, I'm like, okay. Yeah. I don't know where it's gonna go from here, and it turns out it's just a bunch of memes on Twitter that pisses off Haitians, right? And that's what happened. So I get it, bro. It's just sometimes when you're playing at that level, you got to get serious.
I would argue the first act of racism ever was Iblis. When God told Iblis to go and prostrate to Adam, Iblis said, "No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm superior. I'm arrogant." It was the first act of arrogance. And God said, cast him away, and said, if you're not going to obey me, then get away. And then Iblis became Satan. That was the first act of racism. And we should be very careful of that. Arrogance, there's a lot of stories that there's a lot of examples and metaphors we could take from that story. Being arrogant is the source of all evil. How Shaitan started with an act of racism, with the feeling of superiority. That feared Top G in any realm of Twitter. No way he did an ad hominem attack at a very simple argument. Let's go back one more time. This goes against, you saying white supremacy is right, goes against the fundamentals of Islam. There is no supreme race, and if you believe that, you're following an incorrect ideology, which is Judaism. Then, the beacon of truth, the symbol of masculinity. I stopped talking to you years ago. For a reason. Okay, I don't know what the reason is.
It's this. This right here, SNEAKO, that this is the reason he stopped talking to you, because you're intentionally going at him. And honestly, I understand this, right? SNEAKO represents that antagonist that is going at Tate right now, because he is at that crossroads. Remember we talked about that, chat? The grift can only go so far, right? Remember we talked about this, right? So Andrew Tate, he was trying to grift with the nationalists. He was trying to pick up with the Muslims, right? And at that point, it was going well when you can go as feminists, when you can go at the how the liberals and lefties are destroying society. That's all well and dandy. You can unite in that fashion. But then when that starts to die down, what you start to see is infighting, because now your new grift with the white nationalists, it's not going to help you with your current Muslim following, right? And SNEAKO represents that antagonist that is basically trying to force you to make a move, right? And essentially, it's kind of working right now, right? Hey, are you going to choose Islam, or are you going to roll with the alt-white nationalists, whatever, right? So that's what it is. So essentially, SNEAKO is playing a very interesting game, and we're here to cover it all, because like we know exactly what these niggas are doing. And it's just better for you guys to understand how this grift shifts ebbs and flows and just get it from a real deep level perspective. Let's continue.
That was never specified. I saw him do a stream. What's the reason, Andrew? What is it? Because I'm correcting you? Is it because you said something that was wrong? And what's the reason? Then he says, SNEAKO, I ratioed you, but there's no need to bot 4K likes. I just saw it. That's gay as fuck. That's gay!
I find it interesting that was Tate's response to it. Like, that's just very interesting to me. Like, it's like, bro, I ratioed you. Tate, like, no one fucking cares. Okay, like your fucking ratios and how many likes you get on Twitter or how many likes your tweet gets in response to his tweet, right? It's dumb. It's dumb. It's not a good metric, okay? And it certainly leads to other avenues being explored here. For instance, people are going to start looking into that conspiracy that SNEAKO's fanning up. So you better stop playing with them because, again, you got people in your chat right now saying, hey, he still didn't deny the Jew comment. He actually might be a Jew, right? So you better get serious with your response to SNEAKO because, again, I get it. You might think, okay, he's your son, and you're basically giving him a spanking right now, okay? I ratioed you, bro. You got to take this seriously because you do not underestimate how stupid racists are. Racist people are incredibly stupid. That's actually part of being a racist. It's ignorance and part anger, okay? You got to be angry about the situation that you don't know what to do about, right? So, again, they're dumb enough to believe that Tate might actually be a Jew, right? An undercover Jew, still a Muslim that didn't renounce whatever he renounced, right? So, again, y'all got to be careful, bro. This is serious work.
Did it not, but I was live watching the stream on Discord yesterday with Jake Future. But whatever. That's besides the point. Let's go. And then he did a stream afterwards, and we're going to go into all of that. But I think this is really silly. I think this is an emotional argument. And especially, Andrew, when you position yourself as a beacon of truth, as the symbol of traditional masculinity, as the last light of the old world, when you pride yourself and boast about your intelligence, you should be able to read a very simple sentence. If you believe a false ideology, you are incorrect. That's what my sentence was. He heard the word Jewish and immediately just got triggered. And
yeah, that was the whole point, SNEAKO. That's why he's calling you a smarmy snake. And to be fair, that's been your moniker this whole time you've been on the social media space, right? When you put the Jewish comment there, no one's going to think about the if statement you made. They're going to be thinking, they're going to gloss over all of that and say, hey, Tate supporting white supremacists, thinking superior race equals Jew. That's all they're seeing. So you trying to weasel your way out, say, hey, wait a minute now. Y'all didn't say, I said if, okay? Yeah, see, y'all not paying attention to that. I don't know why. Yo, Andrew, why are you so pissed? Why are you so mad? I said if. I wasn't saying you was a Jew or nothing. Like, he thinks we're stupid. He really thinks we're stupid, bro. But again, Tate is stupid, and a lot of these alt-right white guys that they're trying to court are kind of stupid too, right? I'm not saying like, they dumb as hell. They fucking dumb. Like, they will believe rumors on the Twitter space right now. So, yo, you got to be careful with this bullshit.
and started doing ad hominem attacks, much like a woman. This is what women do. When you tell a woman the truth, you're a human trafficker. You're gay. Small dick. Fuck you. I never. And your mama and your baby daddy. That's the response. Fuck you. Listen to what I said. What I said is factually true. And if you can't handle correction, if you can't understand, or if you can't take criticism, maybe you're not the symbol of traditional masculinity that you claim to be. You go on and boast about that all the time. That's what everybody hears. I'm the last beacon of masculinity, the last symbol of truth. Somebody corrects you. I don't like you. Ratio, gay.
But that's your dad, though. That's your daddy, though, right? So, like Papa, like son, huh? That's you, too. Hey, we're not going to lie, SNEAKO. I ain't going to hold y'all, bro. He even kind of sounds like Tate. Like, even certain things he says, he kind of sounds like Tate. I'm not going to hold you. So, again, it's like, that's your dad, though. I mean, we're not going, maybe we're just going to gloss over that, my nigga. Like, that's your poppy.
The word Jewish shouldn't be a trigger to you. Do you understand the difference between being a Muslim and being a Jew? Of course, not all Jews believe this, but the Jews that believe in the Talmud acknowledge they believe everybody else is inferior because they're the chosen people. The idea of goy and not goy. The superiority complex that makes the world the way it is. Very simple stuff. It's logic. White supremacists are totally right. He should be kicked out of Romania. Okay. Let's go through this right. And before we watch all the rest of the stuff, I have to point out the obvious. There's clearly been some sort of anger, some sort of jealousy, or perhaps some sort of emotional attachment to whatever. Because I have been publicly defending Andrew Tate. Everybody has seen it relentlessly for years. To the point where it was a meme, where I was taking hits on my own reputation. To where people were making fun, oh, you're glazing, taco, all this stuff. When they were in jail, do you know the amount of people that I had to debate, the amount of people that I had to go against defending your case?
No one told you to do any of that. You chose to do that. You chose to put your reputation on the line for a soon-to-be convicted trafficker. No one else told you to do any of that. So you saying this as a way to try to guilt trip him to saying, oh, SNEAKO, my son, I can't believe I was so mean to you. Come, I can embrace Papa. Is that what you expect? No. You want a fucking cookie for defending a trafficker? I mean, congratulations, bro. One of your legacies, your biggest legacies on the internet is going to be defending a trafficker when he gets convicted of minors, by the way. Okay, so that's going to be your legacy. And by the way, not just you. It's going to be the legacy of a bunch of all these other pill poppers that still want to refuse to tell the truth. And y'all sit here talking about it's about the truth. Just tell the truth. If you're telling the truth, go look at the evidence, read the indictment records. That nigga is guilty. Anything else other than that, you guys are just caping for the brotherhood. It's not caping for truth. And I think it's high time you made that distinction. So, SNEAKO, you weren't telling the truth then when you were defending Andrew Tate and we were telling you you were wrong. You weren't telling the truth. You were just following the brotherhood. You knowingly lied for a trafficker, bro. So stop crying because he's been turned on you. Like, this is crazy.
Never heard a word of thanks, never heard a word of consolation. That's fine. The truth is more important. I don't need to get approval. I don't care. If there's something incorrect happening to one of my brothers, I'm going to go and speak up for them. But very clear what everybody sees. You have not acknowledged any of that. You've never said a word of anything positive. The first time you speak about me is negative and trying to tear down what I've brought. To try to tear down my career. In fact, you said that you were going to end my career. That you want to end everything that I've built. That's the first acknowledgement. From the person, probably the most famous person in my generation, by far, who's the day one when you got locked up. It was me. You're innocent. This is incorrect.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. He low-key sound like he meat glazing right now. he low-key sound like he meat glazing still, bro. You still sound like you're meat glazing this guy. Oh, from the moment you got locked up, I was holding it down for you, daddy. Hey, pause. Oh my goodness. This is like, I don't know what's more embarrassing. The fact that you got a half black guy on Twitter dropping an N-bomb with the hard ER, or his son on Rumble crying about how he defended his daddy during the whole trafficking and house arrest saga. These guys, bro, like, oh my goodness, this is just so weird. The meat glazing has to stop.
This is unjust. The only one. In fact, I think I deserve credit for helping your reputation with Gen Z. Who else was really saying this? I mean, I love Aiden, and I think you've been disrespectful to Aiden as well, but a lot of people were quiet. A lot of people didn't say a word because they didn't want to risk their reputation in case that you were actually guilty. But I was there. And then the first time you say anything is, you're gay, I stopped talking to you for a reason. People see through this. People see through this.
people also see through you because that's your dad. You wanted to be him. The more you're coming at him now, it's making, and I don't think SNEAKO realizes this. And again, his base doesn't, but we do. When you're saying this, people are realizing, oh, so the whole time you were defending him, people were right. It was for the clout, huh? You didn't care about the truth. You didn't care about the whole pill popping nonsense you were talking about because he was all about red pill truth, red pill truth. No, it wasn't about that. You're confirming the people right now that it was about the clout and the convenience at that time for your daddy. Now that Tate is no longer convenient for you, look what's happening. Yeah, no, SNEAKO, you're right. We are seeing right through it. We're seeing directly right through it, bro. It's not just your fans.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother my community, the audience. But people are going to see through this, and it's going to damage your reputation as the beacon of truth, the beacon of masculinity. You're like, what? Wait, what about brotherhood? What about loyalty? What about truth?
There we go.
What did SNEAKO even say to make you this upset? What did SNEAKO say to trigger you to diss him publicly and then make a whole stream correcting him and threatening to, saying you want to fight, saying you want to end my career, to be boastful and prideful? In fact, the arrogance that everybody is seeing from this is proof that maybe people are going to start looking in different directions. If you want to keep the brand of Top G, you cannot hold on to this arrogance and pride that you so clearly have.
And here's the thing. SNEAKO said a couple of things here that I agree with, but I also think he's kind of projecting a little bit because he's right. People are going to be looking in a different direction, right? Now, what does he mean by that? It could either mean a different direction, meaning Tate, people are going to stop supporting you, and, you know, they're probably going to be supporting me now because I'm the one calling you out, right? That's probably the different direction he means. But what I would like to think is more the sophisticated route is probably the idea of, dude, you're at that fork in the road, bro. Okay, you can either keep going down this alt-right white nationalist route that you're trying to grift into and lose your Muslim base, or stick with the brotherhood and potentially jeopardize your current fan base with the alt-white right nationalists, right? And we're starting to see that Andrew Tate might not actually care about the Muslim community. He's actually going to stick with the alt-white right nationalist community, right? And the reason why I'm saying alt-white nationalist community is because a lot of those guys, they are on the alt side of the conservative nationalist kind of movement, and they're racist. I mean, these guys are they have no problems dropping the N-bomb with the hard R and saying all these ridiculous, nonsensical things about other races and cultures and people. So they're definitely not people you want to bring to the dinner table or anything like that. They're just horrible folks, right? But Andrew Tate has chosen to probably be in bed with this guy. So maybe SNEAKO, which is the more sophisticated argument he should be making, is people are going to start seeing that hypocrisy and probably fleeing and moving on to something else, right? So again, he's got a point there. Like, Tate, you can't keep both groups of people now, okay? Because the nationalist side you're trying to grift into, they're going to turn on the Muslims. It was fine when, you know, the conservative ideology they both shared collectively worked out, but now that we're not dealing with feminists anymore or anything like that, they're eventually going to turn on Muslims. And Tate, if you're going to be down to just watch all that happen, that's it. You're done. And who's to say they're not going to turn against you, a half black man? Look at what they're doing to your friend Myron. They turned on him, and all he did was call the Australian guy British, right? That's all he did. They booted him, right? What would they do to you, Tate? Okay, so these guys don't think.
And I'm not saying this is disrespect, but it's become evident to a lot of people. Because real masculinity is not being boastful. Real masculinity is not being prideful. Real masculinity is not flashiness and cars and look how strong and rich I am. Money does not make your masculinity. In fact, it's the opposite. Being humble, being respectful, being generous, being kind. All these attributes that you don't really speak about it, you do touch on them sometimes, but that's what really makes a real man. Respect. Truth. kindness, generosity, this stuff. Not flashy, strong, shirt off, all this.
But that's what you guys did for the past 2 years. You as mini Tate, the monumental meat glazing you were doing for Tate was ridiculous. People thought you were his offspring, bro. That's how bad it was. So again, all of this you did not too long ago. So it's just very interesting to see, because like part of what's the reason why I'm stressing this is because his own fans, at least the white version of his fans base that he cultivated during his racist phase, are calling him out. They're calling him a liberal. That's why they're clowning him. They're calling him as a liberal right now because SNEAKO is going against the ultra white nationalist narrative right now. The whole race relation, race realism. He's even pushing back on the Haiti and the cats and dogs, right? So a lot of these guys are saying, hey, SNEAKO might not be like us after all, right? That's what they're saying, which it's true. But again, let's not act like you didn't cultivate those base. So I think it's time for you to shut off that dead weight and, move on to something better. And I think that's probably what he's doing right now. He's doing that intentionally, but we'll see.
I get that it's provocative for the stream and it brings people in. And one thing I hear you say all the time, Andrew, is that young people need an action movie star to look up to. I need to be the top G. I'm a symbol for the young generation with this. But what they also need is somebody to look up to who's not arrogant, who's not prideful about this, who's willing to admit when they're wrong. And you're not. In fact, when you indirectly stirred up commotion in the UK by endorsing Tommy Robinson, a paid Zionist, pretty much a Mossad agent, and you said, Tommy Robinson's right. Basically the same point with white supremacy now, saying that they should be able to stand up for their land. You were almost directly or indirectly inciting violence on the Muslims in the UK. All the riots that were craziness, a lot of them can be directly attributed to the tweets, which I didn't see you walk back, which I didn't see you apologize for.
That is true. And we still got to hold Tate accountable for that, because he blamed a Muslim migrant and insinuate a Muslim migrant was responsible for that stabbing. Turns out that guy was a citizen. So he never took accountability for that. And it doesn't seem like his alt-white nationalist group of people, they don't care. So he doesn't have to apologize. This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all got to wake up, right? Why were you meat glazing for this dude for almost 3 years? Why? Why? You came for this guy, and now all of a sudden you have the epiphany. Oh, this guy's a racist. Oh, this guy, he might not be a religious after all. He might not be a good guy of character. Yeah, of course. What do you think the people around you was trying to tell you this entire time? I get it, but should we be, hey, yo, chat, and be honest with me. He's 26 years old. Should we make excuse for a 26-year-old because he's a young man? And because part of me wants to make that excuse, but I'm like, I know what I was doing when I was 26, and I wasn't on that bullshit. I would have definitely caught that shit out, right? Again, let's say young men out there in the chat right now, let me have you guys voting, okay? Put a 1 or a 2. Put a 1 if you think at the age of 26, you would have not done what SNEAKO have done, right? And cape for racists. Put a 1 in there. Put a 2 if you're like, hey, listen, at 26, I was a wild guy. I didn't know any better. I might have crashed out and became a racist. I don't know, right? Put a 2. Let me know. 1, if at 26, you would have had better brains than SNEAKO right now. Or 2, if you believe, you might just be like, I'm crashing out. I don't know. I'm 26. I don't know. Because again, it's like, what is a young man at the end of the day, right? I'm thinking, listen, 26 years old, your brain's already developed. Ain't no excuse for you caping for guys like this. You could erupt those 2 brain cells together and realize, you know what, that indictment report that's out there probably has a huge deal. All right? Tate's probably more involved than anything else. And honestly, I don't give you any leeway, because SNEAKO, you were at one point close to the guy. You're telling me you couldn't spot anything out of the ordinary? You didn't walk in there, you didn't see, because sometimes when you're close to people, you get to see certain aspects of things, and you're like, that's interesting. Okay, right? That's it. It's the truth. It is what it is, bro. You were close to Tate. You couldn't see aspects that were like, hey, you know what? Maybe those things online probably have a point, right? I'm just throwing it out there, but I just find this just very interesting.
In fact, Tommy Robinson is not somebody that we should associate with at all. He's a paid Zionist shill. He very clearly hates Muslims, hates your belief system. And as a Muslim, You're supposed to love Islam, and you're supposed to love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than your own parents. And you're going to go and stand up for this guy, Tommy B, because you knew him from back in Luton? This is creating more division in the UK, and you haven't admitted when you're wrong. And so I'm going to get into more of this white supremacy issue later. But I want to show you if you didn't see. Look at this. 2023, 2024, just some of the tweets. We're all praying for Andrew Tate's health. First day of Ramadan 2 years in a row, all part of their plan. Free the Tate brothers. Free Andrew and Tristan Tate. Free Tate, free Tate, free Tate. Non-stop. First time here. Gay, stop talking to you for a reason. Fine. Fine. I'm not here to... Your approval is not the be-all, end-all of anybody's existence. That's fine. But I do want to say for the Muslims that are listening, the real top G is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The perfect, almost sinless person. The man that we are supposed to follow by example. If you just follow Quran Sunnah, if you look at Hadith and you see the life that he lived, he's the perfect example of masculinity, of bravery, of how to conduct business, about how to go about the world. The real top G is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because anybody that's going to follow after, we're going to be flawed. I'm flawed. Andrew Tate's flawed. We're going to be arrogant. We're going to be incorrect. We're going to be backbiters. We're going to make mistakes. But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did not make mistakes. He's almost sinless, if not completely sinless. That's the perfect example. So, if you're going to use that image and say that I'm the truth, I'm top G, I'm masculinity, then be able to take criticism. It's not haram police.
It kind of is. It kind of is. I mean, because SNEAKO, put a one if you remember where y'all saw SNEAKO's chat clowning SNEAKO after he became a Muslim on his lifestyle choices. Okay, so, and you got pissed at them for doing it to you. So again, just like they were doing it to you, you understand you're doing it to him, right? And what you were calling your Muslim fans at that time, you were saying, oh, what, I can't do interest rates now or get a house, or what, I can't hang out with women, or you missed your own life. Just don't, listen, again, just remember how you felt when someone was like in your ear on the chat telling you that you're haram this, haram that. That's exactly what you're doing to him. So essentially, I mean, he's just feeling what you felt like literally a year and a half ago. Okay, not even, like maybe like 6 months ago, because you want some bullshit too. So again, it's like, it kind of is, bro. It's just the haram police. It is what it is.
It's not snakery. And then he tweeted this. I did not revenge Islam to try and attract, he meant to say revert, try to attract fans from Islamic countries. And this is very clearly a sneak diss at me. Let's be real. Let's be real.
How? I don't understand how it was a sneak diss at you. I think you're just saying shit. And honestly, the reason why I say that, because as he starts to read it, I'm going to explain to you why I think it wasn't a sneak diss against SNEAKO. It's more of the criticisms a lot of people are now levying against Andrew Tate. And it's kind of some of the criticism we've been saying against Andrew Tate and his grifting. Watch when he reads it.
It's funny that Andrew Tate, in the stream after, he called me passive-aggressive, and then he makes this whole tweet, which is an indirect sneak diss, so it's very passive-aggressive. Like
how, it's not even, I don't think that was about you at all, bro. I think that's more about him and what people think about him right now than you. But again, it is SNEAKO. Let him get it.
Said, I did not revert to Islam to try to attract fans from Islamic countries. I did not revert to it, use Islam as a shield from hate. I did not revert to jump on a bandwagon. That is a grift. I am not a grifter.
Everything SNEAKO just read is exactly what people are criticizing Andrew Tate for doing. You're running behind Islam to hide it behind criticism. You're running because you're grifting and you want the new audience, right? Everything is what people are now calling out Andrew Tate for, right? And maybe I have to do with the SNEAKO beef that he started, but people are calling out Andrew Tate for the grift now because it's more of the Tommy Robinson and caping for the ultra-right nationalists in the UK. That's what really got them all like twisted right now, right? So they're calling him out on it. They're saying, hey, you grifted on us, you used us, things like that, and he's calling that out. So if you feel that way, SNEAKO, and you feel like he's making that indirect statement to you, it kind of makes me worried, bro, because you're projecting with that last statement you just said. Because that's what people said about you too, but you refuse to listen. So if you think Andrew Tate is talking to you in that statement, I don't think he's changed, bro. Part of me does not think SNEAKO has grown at all, okay? But we'll keep pretending that he's a new man, a new Muslim, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? We'll just keep pretending about that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing and hearing things that SNEAKO is saying. Bro, you're not, I don't think you're redeemed. But go ahead, do your thing, bro.
I keep my faith between God and I. Anthony Joshua, Mike Tyson, Dave Chappelle, etc. Many prominent Muslims are private. Okay? Praying in private is showing worship to God. This is true faith. Andrew, this is incorrect. Praying in congregation is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to interact with the rest of the world. Muslims are supposed to be praying publicly. We're supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, cool. Shout out to you, bro. Yo, Common Sense Skeptic. Let's get a W to Common Sense Skeptic in the chat right now. Get a W to chat for Common Sense, y'all. Come on. We got a new Matrix of Lies episode in the works. Ooh, dude. You know I'm down. You already know I'm down. We gonna break it down. Because again, ooh, I wonder what you're gonna cover this on. Because there's been a bunch of new stuff recently. Yo, you damn believe we're gonna cover it. So it's what it is. I'm excited for it. Yo, shout out to Common Sense Skeptic. All right, legend in the chat right now. Get a dub in there. He's good. Man, talk about great work on the Tate situation. It's insane. And also Elon. The Elon situation was ridiculous. I mean, exposed the hell out of him. That was crazy. But yes, check it out. We will check it out. Don't worry about that.
Praying in private is in fact not a symbol of true faith at all. And nowhere in Quran and Sunnah does it say this. Trying to act as Muslim as possible for internet likes is simply a grift. Beware the haram police. They're the biggest snakes of all. Who snaked you?
Damn. He said the haram police, biggest snake in the world. SNEAKO, you kind of said something similar, right? Especially when they were getting on you from them hot tub streamings you were doing, right? Y'all remember them hot tub streamings he was doing? Yeah, and it got to you, right? And you were saying all sorts of crazy stuff about your haram police fans. So again, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, maybe that part he's talking to you, but the other part, I think he's more responding to the criticism about his newfound grift into the alt-right white national space, okay? Because that's what he's doing. He's grifting for these guys, and it's stupid. Myron's grifting for these guys, and it's stupid. Like, why are you guys doing this? They will never accept you in their ideal worlds.
By correcting you on white supremacy? It's not haram policing you by saying you're wrong about white supremacy. That's not haram police. Okay, you very publicly made that mistake already once with Tommy Robinson. Hopefully you don't make it again. Because you see what happened in the UK. Let's be real. Few people got confused, including SNEAKO. And guys, I know everyone's giving him a hard time right now, but I'm not here to end SNEAKO's career. I mean, let's say this again. Well, I thought I'd explain this one because a few people got confused, including SNEAKO. And guys, I know everyone's giving him a hard time right now, but I'm not here to end SNEAKO's career. I mean, I could. I'm that guy. But I'm not here to do that today. What's so funny about that? That's what is kind of weird about watching your streams now. Is that we're not here laughing with you. It's like it's a giant, it's there for to show off, like, I'm top G, I'm this, I'm that guy, I'm the strongest, I'm the richest, I'm this, and then I can ruin his life. People aren't laughing with you there. It's you're alone in your room. No,
I think it's just, I think he's genuinely just losing his mind. Listen, this guy is under a lot of pressure. You can't, bro, he just got slapped with new charges. They re-rated his shit. They took his Bugattis and 16 other cars away. Now they're closing in, okay? They're closing in on the money man, okay? The money man and the alleged bank that basically the money has been routing to from these OnlyFans or webcamming girls. So he's under a lot of stress right now. And then he's got you, the little fucking son, came out of his nutsack 2 years ago, coming at him and insinuating he's some kind of Jew because he's saying the race superior shit. And it's true. Like, I'm not saying the Jew part. I think the race superior shit makes him racist. I don't think it makes him a Jew. Again, that's the argument that makes me confused. I'm like, how does that make him a Jew? It just makes him racist. Like he's just a half black racist dude. That's what it is. I don't see how that makes him a Jew. Like, stop playing with this fucking argument. It just makes no sense.
Saying about ending my career because I corrected you, but people, I think that's what you don't understand, is that people are not laughing with you when you do this. Guy, you know, he's young. He's young. So, you know, whatever. SNEAKO has his views.
He's 26 years old. All right, I get it. It's a young guy, but like, you gotta know better. SNEAKO he's acting like a true son right now, like a true Tate son right now. That's what it is, like a baby. And to be fair, Tate low-key stupid at that level too, so he's kind of in the same boat. I mean, they're both kids, but it's just like, damn, bro, like. Can we not give excuses for 26-year-old dudes? Like, come on. He's a 26-year-old guy. You should know what you're doing, right? You should kind of know your route.
Replied to him is because he implied I was Jewish, which he knows is a bit far. For somebody that prides himself on his intellectual ability and his chess playing and his unmatched perspicacious ability, you should be able to see that. You should understand what if means. If you believe that whites are the supreme race, you're following Jewish ideology. I'm not calling you a Jew.
Yeah, but no, when you put that Jew statement within the context of your full statement you responded to Tate with, people are gonna miss the if part. You intentionalized that. That was the whole point of your statement. So people will focus on the Jew and they will get in on Tate and pile on. And exactly what's happening now. But what you also anticipated was that people would notice that you're insinuating he's a Jew based off that statement, right? Because that's your alt-white right fans that are going to be like, yo, what that's not such a bad statement, right? And you calculated for that by saying, hey, I wasn't unfairly calling them out because, look, I said the if part. I just said if. I mean, Tate, now you look immature. See, he's able to flip it on Tate and try to make it seem like Tate's an immature one, right? Say, you look immature because how can you get mad over a statement? It's like I actually called you a Jew. I just said if you believe in a superior race, that makes you a Jew. You know what you're doing, SNEAKO. Come on. Like, again, this is such manipulative, childish behavior, but I guess, you know, this is what they do when they turn on each other, right?
Someone called, did you read the sentence? If. Because you said white supremacy is totally right. So if you believe that, you're following a Jewish ideology. If he's not able to make...
No, if he believes that, he's a racist. Let's just keep it simple. Like Jewish ideology, whatever the fuck. You know what you meant when you said Jewish ideology, bro. Come on, stop playing these games.
The connections there. You saw that word, and then immediately, like, probably pent up whatever from several years. That was his the trigger. It's kind of interesting, you know. I've always noticed this about him. He's kind of passive aggressive. You know? If I'm passive aggressive, what is this? What is this? Tag my name here. He's kind of like one of those girls who, like, starts a fight and gets in your face and says, hit me then, hit me, hit me, hit me, and then, like, hits you 3 times, hit me, and then you hit her, and she's like, oh. It's like, you can't.
That's a crazy example, by the way. I'm not going to hold y'all. It's like, and the thing is, I mean, Andrew Tate does have videotapes of him beating on girls. So, I mean, he might be joking here, but he probably already has done that.
You can't just sit there and call me a Jew and then be like, why did you reply that? Like, bro, you need to chill out. Anyway, I have nothing against SNEAKO. He's a man on his own journey. I'm not his enemy. I don't need to implode his career. If he wants to ruin his career, he can do it himself. I'm not going to ruin my career, Andrew. Look, if you think you can end my career, you're going to have to kill me. That's the only way that I'm going to stop ever doing what I do. Sean Strickland tried to knock me out, couldn't work. Bradley Martin got 100 pounds more. Friendly Sparks tried to knock me out, couldn't work. Been banned on YouTube, been banned off all these platforms. I'm still here, I'm still swinging. How many people have I went up against? More people thought I went up against Moist Critical, and then I destroyed him in the debate. They couldn't get me. Person Mr. B, same thing. He tried to destroy my career, couldn't get me. If anybody...
Can someone fact check that? Can we fact check? Did Moist Critical actually lose in a debate to SNEAKO? Can we get a fact check right now? I don't believe that. What? This message is not just if you like feeling like, if you think you can end my career, you're going to have to kill me. I'm never going to go anywhere. I'm never stopping. There's nothing on this earth and nothing that I fear other than God. Bro, relax. Okay, chill. Like, I mean, that's a little extreme. You're gonna have to kill me, bro. You have to kill me, bro. It's like, yo, chill. Like, yo, that's your dad you're talking to, right? you don't want that scenario to happen. It's not gonna be a good thing for you. Okay, relax. It's actually not that deep, bro. It's Nico. You kind of kick this whole thing off the show. I mean, this is what you did. So, like, you reverted to kill me, bro. Just do it. Just do it. That's the only way you're gonna get me off. And then he's this quasi motivational speech where it's like, yeah, I've been through it. I've been here. I've been everywhere. You can't stop me. You can't stop this. We here. We're still to stay. It's like, bro, chill. It's not that deep, bro. It's just Twitter. You all are literally keyboard warriors on Twitter. Even y'all responses are through keyboards. Okay, like, it's not that deep, bro. And honestly, SNEAKO, what do you think? You're a fucking freedom fighter here? What exactly are you fighting for? Huh? On Rumble over there, you getting canceled. What exactly are you fighting for over there, bro? Like, stop. This weird. The funny thing is, you have the balls to go after his ego and arrogance, and I'm looking at this saying, I mean, like father, like son, right? I mean, chat, is it me or does the apple not fall too far from the tree here? What are we talking about? Hey, kudos for calling him out, but like, in case you guys don't know by now, I have a hard time believing that SNEAKO is a changed man. Just saying, bro.
You can't ever stop this, ever, unless you take my life away. And then I'm martyred, and then I'm happy, and then I'm in the highest rank in Jannah, inshallah. That's it. I'm never stopping this. I had this disagreement with Fresher that he's like, oh, well, what if they ban you here? What if they ban you there? I ain't going nowhere, nigga. I'm not going anywhere.
Can he say that? Like, yo, chat, he's been allowed to get away with saying that even since the his racist pill popping days. So, I mean, is he allowed to get away with that? Like, what's going on? Because he's Haitian, right? Or Asian. Like, what is he actually mixed with? Because again, it's like, you're calling out the hypocrisy, but like, bro, you sounding crazy right now.
No matter what they try to throw at me, no matter what opponents.
Wait, the debate was a draw? Well, you're telling me SNEAKO and Moist Critical debated and it was a draw. How did that happen? I gotta go check this out. Somebody dropped a clip in the Discord. What? How was that a draw? Like, SNEAKO's a moron. What? Even his own chat thinks he lost to Fresh. How would you lose to that? Or at least to a draw? There's no way you I mean, I guess SNEAKO's a sharp guy, I guess. It is what it is. He just does dumb shit. Maybe let me rephrase that. He's not dumb. He just does dumb shit like this. But that's crazy that was a draw. I can't believe it.
In front of me, even if I'm in the cage next to a UFC champion that's 70, 80 pounds more than me, and he's trying to knock me out, I'm not falling. Nothing is going to be able to take me down. If that didn't take me down, I don't know what you think will, but trust me, I fear no man.
Except for Sean Strickland. Stop playing, bro. That boy holds you in the ring. Like, they had to throw it. It wasn't just one towel, 2 towels. They had to throw in 3 different towels. Sean Strickland was going to kill you if somebody didn't step in. Literally, people were hopping over because the ref couldn't even stop him. It was a bloodbath. We saw what happened. Nigga, you scared of him. Stop playing. We don't want to hear it. I ain't scared of nobody. He couldn't knock me out. Yeah, because they were throwing in the towel, bro. Honestly, dude, like, why even get in the ring with that guy if not for the clout? Oh, and he did, because Joe Rogan gave a shout out to it. Like, yo, you're brave, bro, but that was a stupid thing to do. Like, why? Why would you even? He's over 200 pounds. Why would you do that? Like, you're a fucking noodle, bro. You're built like one. And you went into a ring with a guy who got meat over you. Like, yo, that's insane. Like, you're crazy. They had to stop it, seriously. If they didn't, you would have been killed in that ring. So I would hate to see how you perform against all these other guys. Maybe Circa you could take on, because that nigga, you can hear him breathing from just down the street. That dude you got to stop the cigarettes, bro. It's not good for your health. Okay, but again, like, SNEAKO, you had help in that fight. Let's stop it.
Carrying down this asinine path of insanity. So nothing against it. This is not an anti-SNEAKO stream. I know all of you are messaging me, bury SNEAKO. No, I won't. I'm a merciful man. What I am going to do is explain my tweet. Merciful people don't brag about how merciful they are. And hey, he's clearly got people around him that don't want to see my career thrive. SNEAKO, I don't know what the reason could be. I don't know what it could possibly be. Why would you have people in his inner circle that want to see my career end? Especially with, that's okay.
SNEAKO, honestly, I think that's also part of the same reason why you're being blackballed by the industry. We're going to be honest about that, because you've talked about it. You went to the RumbleCon or whatever Rumble event you went to, and they all cockblocked you, or not even cockblocked you. They all ignored you, right? They all basically looked at you and said, yeah, this guy, let's stay away from him, right? And you felt that. I Show Speed, Cashapp walked right past you, and it was like they looked through you. Even everybody else was looking around like, hey, did we just see that? Did we just see that? You got ignored. Okay, so I think there is an aura around you where it's just like, just ignore SNEAKO, right? And yeah, you're going to have your base. He's not going away. He's going to have his core base. But like a lot of people around you, they're going to be like, okay, just X-nay on the SNEAKO. Just keep it like that. Yo, shout out to Jocelyn Campbell with the 5 says SNEAKO might be ahead of the curve, low key. He sees the ideological tide is turning, and he may be trying to be the first to take advantage of it. Absolutely. We called this out the last stream. What did we say? We said, hey, SNEAKO, what he's doing, because further down the line, once this whole alt-right white shit blows up in their faces, because we're already kind of seeing it happen, dude, SNEAKO's gonna be like, yo, I told y'all so. And then when they were coming after SNEAKO and whatnot, people are gonna come back and defend SNEAKO. Actually, they come back and say, hey, when you guys were meat glazing for all these races, SNEAKO stood up. SNEAKO was the hero. SNEAKO was, you know what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna do, right? So again, yeah, you're right. That's why I don't. Part of me doesn't believe this transformation from SNEAKO, because I think this is part of an elaborate new grift, right, to try to get ahead of a lot of these guys while staying ahead. So it's very interesting to watch all this unfold. But again, that's the thing with these spaces, man. It's just it's sometimes these guys are. The crybabies, but they're manipulative crybabies. Do not fall for this shit, bro. But let's continue.
Merciful man. What I am going to do is explain my tweet. I'm going to explain what I meant. Then we've got some clips here. Supposedly SNEAKO's been talking about me. I don't know. I've never watched a SNEAKO stream in my life, but supposedly he's talked about me, so we're going to play them, see if there's anything of interest. Okay. And here's where, like, the arrogance and the cockiness, it muddies up your credibility, Andrew. If you say, I've never seen a SNEAKO stream, but then you go on to say, like, oh, I haven't been a Saudi like SNEAKO. SNEAKO's snarky here. He said this here. He said this in his stream, and he's crashing out here, and he's ending, and he's talking about Haitian cats. Then you've seen my streams. Okay? I know that you want to put out this persona like, I'm too alpha to watch a live stream. But if you watch all the clips, you're essentially watching the stream. Okay, you could drop the facade. People understand that all the content creators are watching content. Right? Just because you're in Romania in a house and you're far doesn't mean that you're on a different atmosphere, on a different planet compared.
Wait, common sense. When was this? Wait, they got into it with Sully? Whoa. This was 2 weeks ago? Oh, I gotta check this out. I did not know that. I had no idea. That's crazy. Wow, dude. I wonder how SNEAKO felt.
Content creators. Let's see what else. I guess I'm half black and half white. Let me confirm something. Race is real. It's super real. I can literally turn my black side or white side on, like choosing a different video game character depending on the situation.
That's crazy. That's a crazy statement, Chad. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, what does that even mean? Huh? I could turn my white side and my black side on, and like, what does that mean? How can you do that? Are you a psycho? Are you not a human being? Or like, do you not have a true self or character? Like, you have a white side and a black side? Would you going around playing a role and what are you doing? What does that actually mean? Like, what is this? What if somebody came up to you and said, hey, listen, I can play up my black side, I can play up my white side. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that even mean? That sounds, just him just saying that, hearing that from Tate, that is a crazy statement, bro.
Whatever is more advantageous at the time.
That's insane.
In the courtroom, a nigger in jail. I'm a hybrid, the ultimate version of human.
Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? The N word with the ER. And then goes on to the next sentence talking about I'm a hybrid, the ultimate version of human. How can you be the ultimate version of human and refer to yourself as the lowest version that was brought upon your ancestors? How can you do that? You call yourself superior while call yourself an N-word with the ER. Make it make sense to me. You're superiorly stupid. That's what you sound. You sound dumb as fuck. You don't know anything. Well, I mean, look at this. I told y'all they're normalizing the N-word with the ER now. Pretty soon, little Susie gonna be walking down the street. That N-word, that, and y'all can't even get mad no more because we're letting it slide. We're letting black faces let it slide for them on Twitter. Like, we gotta wake up, bro. It's coming. It is coming, bro. I'm telling y'all. Like, why did he feel the need to refer to himself as an N-word with the ER? What sense does that make? Common sense simply says, no, not SNEAKO. Fresh got ripped apart. Fresh got into another debate with Sully, and why is he debating? What is Fresh thinking? What is he thinking can win anything? Bro needs to formulate a thought process. He doesn't need to be debating right now.
But most of you are not hybrid. Most of you are one or the other. The white supremacists who say race is everything are totally right. Also, it's white supremacist. It's white supremacist, not supremacist. I heard him say that like 50 times. It's not supremacist. It is. Ignoring race spells the end of the white man, as the white man's complex systems can be easily overloaded by brutality. White people disagree, court. Black people disagree, kill. Stabbing is easier than suing.
What? So why are you insinuating that when black people disagree with you, we're automatically trying to kill people? That sounds like a stereotype, bro. It seems like you're blending certain stereotypes together to try to make a point, and that's not true. Black folks can disagree like men and not have to result to violence. Again, this is the race realism bullshit. Because you're saying, wait, hey, white folks got to listen. When they disagree, I mean, they just duke it out in court, right? They'll just do it in court. Black folks, yeah, no, they just straight kill you. That's not. What do you? This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is how you start building negative stereotypes towards other people, and you're helping facilitate that as a blackface guy, because that's what you're doing. You're making it okay for people to justify these things about black folks. This perpetuates the stereotypes that we're violent people. That's insane. Bro, like, I don't see how you don't have a problem with that.
It's not right, but it's fast. It's quick, it's efficient, and efficiency wins in the end. White people systems work with white people. Suing only works when suing is the only option. Bottom line, ignore race at your peril.
Are you stupid? Especially in America, suing is like the only option. Are you kidding me? People will sue for anything, and guess what? A lot of times they win. Okay, even if when it's their fault and they shouldn't have. Let's say they got into the Walmart and jumped off the shelf or something like that, right? And they sued Walmart because they got hurt. Walmart can actually be forced to pay out because they can cite a flaw or something like that. People don't understand how crazy lawsuits can happen here. So that's why you got to be seriously careful. Okay, so you saying that lawsuits are just reserved for the white folks, and that's how they, resolve conflicts. This is ignorance. This is what I'm telling you. Racism, part of it is ignorance and part of it is anger. All right, you got angry, ignorant people thinking they know about race, and all they're doing is just generalizing. You know what the fuck you're talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
It's just going on and on. Like, oh, he's a white supremacist. You're a nigger, Andrew. You're a nigger. They're never gonna like you. You're a nigger. You got that right. You fucking got 100% real nigger. 100% hard R. Ask your girl.
Why? you ask your girl. Was that a flex? For what? You just referred to yourself 100% hard R N-word with the ER. Ask your girl. Like, that's a flex. You look like a clown. Do y'all hear that? Did y'all hear the top G? That's your top G, y'all. Yeah, that's him right there, him. Yeah, just say yeah, because essentially it's like, why are you caping for people who in their ideal world you will not exist, right? He doesn't care. Yeah, that's right. I'm a hard R-N word, and just ask your bitch about me. You look like an idiot. This is sad. I just the fall from grace, or whatever grace you thought you had, right? This is just a sad thing. Chat, I don't know what to say. Like, listen to this. Did you not hear what I just heard? I'm not playing it back because honestly, it's not gonna get monetized anyways. But it's just like, damn, bro, this guy is insane.
Ask her. 100% nigga. I got sapphires, I got baby mamas, I've been to jail. My black card is in check.
No, you got to turn it in. I think you lost your black card a long time ago. Anybody in the UK, or I'm sorry, in Romania, brothers in Romania, all right, this is the collective brotherhood of the Global Alliance. We are requesting the ambassador of the Romanian delegation to go ahead and revoke that Negro's black card. Yeah, we gonna uncheck that. That's right. Whatever house arrest is on, let's go find him over there. Let's find him and let's just officially revoke the black card on behalf of the black diaspora delegation of the entire global efforts. Well, we done with this, dude. You're not checked out anywhere, bro. That is an insane statement you made right there, bro. And I don't know what is going on, but you sound crazy.
That has nothing to do with what I've said. That has nothing to do with what I've said. I've said that if white people do not have a white-only country, sooner or later they're going to end up decimated. That's what I said. That doesn't mean... Yeah, I've agreed on that, like, many times. Many times. Again, for someone who prides himself on his intelligence, maybe you should watch the streams before you make streams responding and thinking that you know what my opinion is. I've said white people need to start having children now. White people need to start having strong immigration. White people need to care about their own race. They should stop having so many white liberals. White people need religion back because the feminism issue is not working. I've been talking about this for 2 years, for how long?
No, for as long as you've been his son. That's how long. That's why I don't believe this grift you're on now. But he's smart. SNEAKO is smart because, my boy said over here, Jocelyn, right? Again, it seems as though SNEAKO is trying to stay ahead of the curve right now, right? Because listen, you don't even have to have brain cells to realize the path that Andrew Tate's on, the path that a lot of these formerly pill poppers are on right now. It's not a good path. It's not a good path. It's going to blow up in your face. A lot of you guys are going to get your wake-up calls. And SNEAKO knows that. At least he's got brain cells to know that. And that kind of makes sense why he's attacking them right now, right? And he wants to play it off as, oh, no, it's because we think you're becoming more Jewish or whatever the fuck it is, right? I think he's just staying ahead of the curve. And the little things he's saying, even what he just said right there, that's like, I've been saying the same thing. Whites need to have more babies. Whites need to, which is okay, fine, but you're basically admitting that y'all niggas were the same. Y'all are the same people, and what you're admitting to us by reiterating this right now is that you're still the same people. Chat, I don't know if you're getting the same thing I'm getting. Maybe this is far-fetched. Maybe I'm just overblowing this, but that's what it seemed to me. I'm looking at the character right now. It's like, all right, bro, I'm watching you.
What do you think all the collabs that I've had with Nick are about? White people need to have some sort of identity again, or else they're going to be decimated. You said white supremacy are the best. You said white people are the best. Never said that. Where did I say white people? Okay, this is very silly. Very silly. That. Where did I say white people are the best people in my tweet? Andrew, you said white supremacists are totally right. Do you know what supremacist means? And here's where the semantics come in. I think he's just, this is where it's just incorrect. And why maybe he could have reached out. He's applying the MSM mainstream media definition of white supremacists to white separatists or to white nationalists, not people who literally think their race is supreme. Because people who think their race is supreme are wrong. Okay, that's basically the white version.
Hey, stupid. What do you think Nick Fuentes does? What? Oh, my goodness, bro. This is shit that irks me, bro. Like, SNEAKO, what do you think your friend, because he still considered Nick Fuentes a friend, by the way. I'm sorry. How many people here would consider Nick Fuentes as a friend? Just saying. Right, I don't care. You consider a guy like that thinks Hitler was a great guy and the whole massacre of his own people and Jews were a great thing. I don't think you belong in any friend group. And Nick Fuentes is finding out the hard way. But that's still your friend. And look how you're talking. Like, How can you be friends with that guy and sit there and like have us think you're genuine? This is crazy, bro. Shout out to Jocelyn with the 5 says eugenics talk in 2024 is crazy work. Facts. That's what we're hearing. Eventually, it becomes that, right? So if you don't call this stuff out now, a lot of times it spills into these underground spaces, and eventually it festers, right? A lot of these people are they're fully on board the idea that they don't think women should vote. They're fully on board with the idea that, you know, certain races are better than others, and certain races just deserve to be in the predicament that they're in, right? So it's definitely something you want to pay attention to, because eventually, you know, something can go wrong and these guys might end up taking over the party. We don't know, but you definitely don't want them steering the ship.
Of Zionism. I went over that, but he's attributing that to like what the mainstream media would call a white supremacist, to people that want strong white identity, and that's where the disagreement comes in, because we agree about this issue. I just don't think he understands that. I don't even think he knows what white supremacist means. I don't think he gets that. I also don't think that he understands the analogy of Jewish people being the supreme race. I don't think he understood that. I looked into it. I think he just saw the tweet and got really upset.
No, bro, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I think what you did was you put out a tweet intentionally comparing him to a Jew based off a statement, which I don't think it makes him Jewish. I think it makes him a racist. We got to make the right argument here. He sounds racist with that stuff. He was even referring to himself as an N-word with a hard ER. That you're a racist, bro. I don't give a fuck, right? So I didn't get. That's why I was so confused. I'm like, I don't understand where the whole Jew statement's coming from. It seems like that was tossed in there to piss him off, because it seems like he's agreeing with white nationalism. That's just essentially what it is. And it makes no sense because he's a half black guy, right? So that's the shit that confuses me. But SNEAKO, you threw a Jew in there because that's the shit that's going to piss him off. Because the Jew thing is the one thing a lot of these guys in these alt spaces, they have in common that they all disagree. They hate. Or not that they agree, they hate, right? Not disagree, they hate. They all agree they hate Jews, right? That just is what it is, right? Or they don't like them in some way, or Zionist, whatever you want to call it, right? That's one common thing. So if you call someone a Zionist supporter in their group, to them, that's like calling them a Nazi. That's equivalent. That's equivalent to calling him a Nazi at that point, right? So especially if SNEAKO directed that comment at Andrew Tate, who is grifting currently as a Muslim, right? That's not a good look either, right? So SNEAKO kind of knows exactly what he's doing with these statements here. But again, I think they're just the same people. And honestly, in SNEAKO's response to Andrew Tate, it kind of convinced me more that SNEAKO probably isn't this super changed guy that he's making his audience seem like he is, right? Because we're not fooled over here. There's certain things he's let slip that's just like, okay, I think we know what you're on. I think we get the game you're playing. Hey, it's well played, but I just think it's weird that y'all are turning against each other. But it's all for our amusement at the end of the day, chat. But shout out to you guys for being here. You all could be anywhere in the world right now. What do you guys actually think? Okay, do you think that? What do you think about this whole beef in general? Right? Do you think that Andrew Tate, you know, is coming out on top on this, or do you think it's going to be SNEAKO winning this one, right? You could either be the short term or long term, right? Because long term, I think it's probably going to be SNEAKO. Anybody supporting this ultra white nationalist wave right now, you're not going to win out in the future. It's just not a future in there. I don't know why you're even grifting here, right? So to me, a SNEAKO on the right wave, probably. If y'all think Andrew Tate is on the currently right wave and you think that SNEAKO's unfairly attacking him, you know, put a Tate in the chat. I don't know. Y'all just let me know in the chat, but I appreciate y'all being here nevertheless. All right. Oh, shoot. I have one more video to show y'all, chat.
But ass.